Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome back to a Final Fantasy XI Let's Play. Yes, I know it's been months and months and months. Listen, I moved across the country, I had to get used to a new schedule, I had some things going on in my personal life. But I finally think I'm good to go to try and actually continue doing this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have to get a little bit kind of back on my mental track because I don't remember exactly everything that I was considering or I had going on. How much gil do I have? 168,000. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to work on that. But yeah, I remember what we were working on last time I played, but like I'm trying to remember how much prep I had actually done and how much I still needed to do. And so I'm going to take the easy route with some of this stuff, and I'm just going to put some stuff away that looks like it was just from leveling. And while we are running from location to location, I will worry about getting us caught up. Okay, so I do have the bat cape, and I had the... Right, I swapped to the accurate cape because it actually had accuracy on it. So if I recall, last time we played, we were doing the Limit Break 3 quest, and we were doing the Magicite quest side by side. And we had done Bordeaux, but I don't think we've done Davoi. I'm pretty sure we still have to do Davoi. So I need to refresh my memory a little bit because I think I just need Invis powders to do that. Prism powders. Yeah, okay, we should probably go get some silent oils and prism powders. Also, my controls are not entirely the same. When I moved to the new setup, I couldn't remember how to get exactly the settings I wanted. In fact, wait a minute. Is this? Where is it? No. 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 Oh, also, I'm pretty sure the game is muted right now. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. My bad. That's my bad. Like I said, it's been a time. It's been a time. Okay. I wanted... It's not under gameplay. It must be under camera. Global, gamepad, effects. MISC 4. Must be MISC 1. No, MISC 2. There we go. Yeah, I'm at 4.3. That's how you know I haven't really set it up. There we go. All right, and I think that's fine. I haven't really tested the audio, but we are going to go get some prism powders, some more sneak oils, and we are going to make our way over to Davoi. Listen, I'll get my bearings. Let me just give me a little bit of time to get set. Is this in port or is this in mines? It's been a hot minute. Yeah, so where we left off is we were trying to raise our level cap from 60 to 65 is what we were trying to do. And that requires doing the Limit Break 3 quest. And the Limit Break 3 quest requires us to go to the exact same zones as we need to go to for the Magicite mission for the MSQ. And so the idea is we should do both while we're there. Of course, the problem is that it's a lot of really dangerous stuff. I think if I recall correctly, I probably hyped up Castle as Troja the most, because that's by far the most annoying one. We're going to do Davoi in this video, so I can, again, get my bearings real quick. What is my fastest way to Davoi? I don't remember what my absolute fastest way to Davoi is. There should be some sort of teleport that gets me there pretty quickly. Let me see here. This is for the Magicite mission. For Davoi, survival guide. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a little bit of walking to get there. Do I have the survival? Let me go check the mines real quick. I should actually step in and full heal real quick. So yeah, I think I've got an idea of how I can more easily fit this into my recording schedule. And so I should be able to start doing these again. This video is going to come out. There will not be a video next week because I have a bunch of 14 stuff going on at that time. And then after that, we should be back on track. Okay, do I need any items other than that? I need parchment, don't I? For the limit break quest. I think I need parchment to dip in the water, don't I? No, it gives me an orb. Touching the fourth. Oh, I could bring a holy water. That would probably help. Not like I have any holy waters. I think there's an NPC I can buy holy waters from, but I think we're more than likely gonna just say, never mind. And just grab that. Oh, wait a minute. The NPC didn't have holy waters right here, did they? I don't think they did. They might after doing certain quests. As you do more and more, I think, Rhapsodies of Vana'diel, then this curio vendor gets more and more options. You didn't have holy waters, did you? No. Okay. Yeah, let's go grab... I mean, it's not really that important if I get cursed. It just... The problem is it makes you run slower. But it's not actually that bad. If anything, it'll be funnier for you to see. But you know what? We have to go to the Bastock Mines anyway, because I need to see if I have a teleport that can get me there faster. If not, then we're going to have to... Where are we going to run from? I guess we could run from Valkurm. We have the mount. Like, we have our mount anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's a matter of how to get there the fastest. But we're going to quickly just take a peek over at this. I should really change one thing. I think it would be... Is it gamepad? Nope. The gamepad just opens the menu on the side. Oh! Hold on. There we go. It opens the actual settings, which I did not want to do. Mouse and camera. Third person. X-axis inverted. Okay, I have a feeling I'm still going to screw it up, but, you know. We'll come to that road when we cross it. Holy waters. Holy waters. Holy waters. Oh my god. Is it going to be the case where one is yep, and a stack is yep? We're just going to grab the stack. There's probably a cheaper way to grab these that I don't feel like looking up at the moment. Yeah, generally speaking, when you just want one item, people super upcharge it. When you want 12 of them, they're still a little expensive, but far more reasonable. Especially, it's expensive is... They're not really expensive nowadays. Like, 15,000 gold is nothing, I can assure you that. Yeah, so there's one spot where I was really hoping that I had done one, but it doesn't look like I did it. Eldium Necropolis, no. Durflind, I did not grab. Yeah, these are all that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go to Valkurm, and we are going to run from there up to the field manual that's in Lethene, and then we're going to run over to Jugner from there, and then we should be able to grab one in Jugner. Assuming I don't screw this up and die because I haven't played in a little bit, we should be able to do all of Davoi in one video. So yeah, while we've got a little bit of time, I hope everyone who was waiting patiently for another part doesn't mind that it took a while to get there. Trust me, I've been getting questions about when this was coming back pretty much non-stop for months. And it's unfortunate because you want to tell people soon, you want to tell people, oh, it's not going to, you know, I've got something in the works. But truth be told, I just didn't have it in the works, and I was too focused on other things. Yeah, I've just been getting used to my new life, my new schedule, and trying to make sure that I have a little bit more of a balanced life, and, you know, a little bit of a better work-life balance. I mean, when you're when you're single for a couple of years and you're used to cranking everything out because, you know, you're just doing your own thing for ages, and then you're in a situation that's much more preferable, then there's a bit of some growing pains when it comes to that. In terms of scheduling, you know, going from working 12 to 14 hours a day to really trying to rein it in. You know, I'm actually taking days off now. I'm making sure that I go to, you know, I've been traveling. I'm going to be traveling again next month as well. You know, I got 5 cats to take care of now instead of just one. So yeah, it's been a time, but it's been a good time, and I've been glad for it. So I never wanted to stop uploading these or stop recording these, but I knew what was more important to me. And so now that things are a little bit more settled and I can balance my time and my schedule a lot better, I think I should be able to continue this a lot more reliably. Finding an hour to an hour and a half on some evenings just to get this done is perfectly within my capabilities. There is still, like, I need to basically take a few nights of just doing this, get some parts ready for, I'm not going to lie, probably for the next several months. Like, instead of working on anything that's going to come out in the next week or two, I just take like a little bit of time one night, a little bit of time another night, get really far ahead on these, and then work on something else that I can, get far ahead on. The problem is that my schedule, because I was working the way I was working when I was living alone, I basically could just, wake up, decide to work on something all day, and then, that was fine. But, I'm not going to do that nowadays. I don't want to do that. I never really wanted to do that in the first place. I always wanted to have something a little more balanced, but I mean, what was I going to do with everything that was going on in my life and, taking care of myself for the most part? I did whatever I had to do. And now things are, a lot more balanced and, it's been so much more relaxing. Let me tell you, it's nice to be able to have a normal life a little bit. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. That's where Final Fantasy XI parts have been this whole time. And this is a hilarious song, the Mount song, to be playing behind what I'm telling you right now. Alright, I don't remember if I grabbed Teleport Hala the last time I came by. I should probably stop and grab it real quick. But what we are going to be doing is we're going to be going up here in the top right. That is the manual that I was checking to see if I had. And then we're going to go over to Jugner for us so we can dip into Davoi. It's funny, I really want to... So I've been playing a lot of old school RuneScape as of late. I'm not releasing like a video series on old school RuneScape, but I may do a couple more videos about my time with it and my experiences with it. And this, you know what? This is the right way. I'll worry about getting the Hala teleport later. I'm actually just going to go straight to Davoi. I know it's literally 2 seconds for me to stop over there and get it, but it's also 2 seconds for me to come back because the teleport is right there. Like I'll have to do it eventually, but it's not super urgent right this moment. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. But either way, yeah, it's let's just go and get this done. Yeah, this music is how do I describe newer Final Fantasy XI music? I don't think it knows what content it's being made for about 60% of the time. Now, clearly, they do actually know what it's being made for. But there's this, like, overjoyous, almost not really fitting into what you're doing tempo to a lot of the newer songs. Like, some of the endgame raid music for the newer stuff is genuinely so upbeat for no reason. And I'm not going to lie, it actually makes doing those activities feel worse to me. This music doesn't quite hit that point for me. It's fun and it's uplifting, but at least it's while I'm, riding a raptor through an open field or something like that, It's not like I'm in the middle of fighting this, like, super boss with, like, a bunch of people, or trying to do, like, a solo to farm resources on a fight that's not really meant to be soloed, but like people have enough gear and enough know-how to be able to do it on certain classes. That's where it gets weird. Like when I'm doing Omen, I'm like, please stop. Omen music might be actually... You'd think with all the years that I did Dynamis, that Dynamis music would be the most haunting thing. Oh. Yeah, those of you who have played 14... That's, I mean, to be fair, you should know it's from this because it's in the Final Fantasy XI raid. But the music for this activity called Omen, that's from Rhapsodies of Vana'diel, that might actually be among the most agonizing themes that I've heard. It's a good theme, don't get me wrong. In isolation, it sounds great. Like, it's not at all a bad song. It just doesn't fit. We're also going to stop up and grab this book real quick. So we'll have that teleport too. And then there should be one in Davoi itself. Now keep in mind, going to Davoi is not that much of an issue. What we need to do while we're there is twofold. We need to make a crimson orb, and we need... You know what? Hold on. Let me make sure I haven't already done this. Crest of Davoi is needed. Okay, yeah, I do not have the crimson orb. I was just making sure. I do have the Davoi, the Crest of Davoi, which is what I need for the other part. Let me tab over real quick and just make sure. Davoi, go to the spot. Magicite. So I think what we do is we grab the Magicite real quick, and then we go do the crimson orb part. So just to get a little bit more into the vein of what I was doing when I was recording these more frequently, what am I actually doing right now? I am doing the story mission that's literally just called Magicite. Doesn't matter what your starting city is, you have to do that. It is required, and it requires going to all 3 of the major Beastman strongholds. There's the minor Beastman strongholds, and that of Palborough Mines, and that of Gelsba Outpost and Fort Gelsba, and of Gideus. Then there's the major ones, which are Davoi, Bordeaux, and Castle Ostroja. They are significantly more dangerous. They were dangerous to level 75 players at cap when we did it, but I have to do it as level 56. Now, you might be thinking, why don't you just get to 75 and then do all this? Well, the other thing I'm here for is the Limit Break quest. The Limit Break quest is what actually allows you to raise your level cap. You have to do it only a single time, and then it's unlocked for every job. But I need to travel to all 3 of those locations and grab an item from there as well. Now, they're not in the exact same spots as I need for the Magicite mission, but there's no real reason to do the Magicite mission separate from doing the Limit Break, other than the fact that you were just kind of playing and didn't really think about doing them at the same time. It's a big ask. Bordeaux is by far the easiest. We did that in the previous part. Davoi is the next easiest. There's one annoying thing. Oh, hey, I don't know how strong Meteor Mauler is. I don't remember. I'm not going to get off and fight him. But Davoi is the next easiest. You have to do a little bit of a side quest in order to make a Crimson Orb, which involves a lot of running around in very dangerous territory. But it's not that bad, right? And then you have Castle Ostroja, which is a straight-up nightmare. They've made it easier, but it is still a straight-up nightmare going through that location. There's tons of puzzles. There's guessing games that you can choose to either solve the puzzle correctly. Effectively, there's a bunch of puzzles that have solutions in other places of Castle Ostroja, or you can just try to brute force all the puzzles, which is time-consuming, and then depending on the time of day that you actually go there, it can be better or worse. So here's what we're going to do. We are, once again, by the way, not going to have our best trust, but we do have Shantoto 2. I did log in to grab Shantoto 2. We're just going to bring these out just in case, because if we do aggro something, they can buy us time. If anything, I don't really plan on killing anything, so we should just bring... Nice butt, by the way. We should just bring Amchuchu. We should bring just a bunch of tanks and supports. People that'll help us get alive, stay alive. And then I think we grab... Oh, actually, I think I only get one more, don't I? Let's do Naji then. Again, we don't actually plan on fighting, so we don't care how good this team is necessarily. So, we are going to go to G7, it looks like. Oh, good. Oh, before I forget. Walked right past it. Book. Always grab survival guides everywhere you go. So we need to go to G7. If I recall, that's here. Let me double check. 7G. It's crazy that I still know the exact map. That's going to be for our Magicite. That is the easy quest. We then need to go super far south in order to get to the other quest. So these first few enemies are actually too weak to be worthwhile. There's nothing major here. But that will very quickly change. There's a bridge up ahead that we're going to have to cross. And basically from that point on, we're in the danger zone. Now, there are also some pretty... just running into a wall. There are some pretty high value bosses that are in here. We could stop and try to kill one. Okay, here's what we'll do. I will... How do I remember which one? I remember where the bosses are. Yeah, because there's this guy. I don't know. I don't remember what Tigerbane Backdack has. Worst case scenario, I can just flee for the entrance. I just don't even remember what this guy has. Oh, this guy's weak. Oh, I don't have any of my macros, by the way. So, bear that in mind. This guy he's a Dark Knight, so he has Blood Weapon. I'm glad that Vana'diel didn't just decide to AoE this thing, by the way. So this guy drops a Warrior's Axe. Yeah, this is not a very valuable boss. I don't even know if that's his good drop or his bad drop. I just know I know he just dropped it right now. That's about where the end of my remembrance of him is. He's not the boss that I was largely referring to. Okay, from this point on, the monsters, they're not... Oh, no, actually, at level 56, these are still too weak to be worthwhile. Okay. That makes sense, because the boss up ahead that I was thinking of stopping and getting is a boss that drops a body piece. He's actually featured in the most recent Final Fantasy XI raid. Is Poison Hand Vana'diel, and he spawns from the brawlers that are right here. Now, the only problem is I really don't want to stop and camp him. So what I think we'll do is we'll kill some brawlers, and then we'll step in, we'll grab the Magicite, step out, see if he spawns. If he doesn't spawn, we're moving on. But Poison Hand Vana'diel is one of the most valuable NMs that was in here, especially for an early to mid-level player. He drops the Jujitsu Gi, which isn't useful to me as a thief. It's a body piece that only works for Monk, Samurai, and Ninja. And it's not really that good now, obviously. It's level 40, B, we have so much gear now. But, you know, we're just here for a bit of fun. So there's no point in, you know, not killing it. I think we have to kill both of these brawlers. So the way, I think I've explained this in a previous part. So the way that Notorious Monster lottery like spawns usually work is that it's actually not an infinite number of, what the heck? It's usually not like you need to kill every single monster that belongs to the placeholder family. So like, even though Orcish Brawlers are what needs to be killed in order to spawn this boss, usually you don't need to kill every single like Orcish Brawler. Get out of the tree, you idiot. You usually only need, all right, I guess I won't be doing that. Usually only need to kill a specific placeholder. And there's usually ways to tell that don't involve using third-party tools. They could be like the way that the list is ordered when they spawn in. But I think that's become a little bit harder to do strictly because of the way that... Oh, these are even only easy prey, huh? Okay, so these are still higher level. Because there's the what's it called is so large now. The list of wide scan targets is so big. It used to be a lot smaller, so you could usually hone in on a target much more easily. Now this is actually a bad idea, because I was just killing these things because why not, right? They're easy prey, who really gives a shit? But I'm actually going to zoom on in. I don't remember what the respawn timer is on the brawlers. And I want to be back out here in case Poison Hand spawns, because we do have actually a fairly long cutscene coming up here. I was voicing the cutscenes, wasn't I? I was. Okay. Well, I'll read them. I don't know if I'm mentally prepared to actually voice, like, you know, put the effort in. I know what this cutscene is, but I don't know if I have the mental capacity to do that right now. Listen, like I said, I'm still easing my way back into it. Let's flee over. And then we need this. Hey, look. Roxo Cat. Hello. My OSRS character is just sitting in the warrior guild right now. Like, so we're gonna farm these defenders, or... Flashback time. Boom, boom. France Mage. France Mog. Peridiki? You called for me, your majesty.
France Mage, I was not expecting you so soon. Monalai, tell him.
Yes, sire. They should all be French, by the way, but I don't think I can do that many different French accents.
France Mage, I've summoned you here to talk about one thing. The Northlands investigation. Oh yes, that. Those Bastarker Humes are causing no end of trouble, saying they want to investigate here, there, and the other place. It is true. The Humes are fools, and no better. Can they truly believe that some ancient power lies hidden in that forsaken wasteland? Ha! Do they hope to find the gates of eternal paradise there? That lair of fiends most uncouth? Preposterous! We must take control of the situation immediately. Still, we cannot let them walk about the Northlands freely. Who knows what they're plotting under the guise of that investigation? France Mage, listen. Go with the investigation party and keep a close eye on what our foreign friends do. They're up to something. It is certain. I'm sure nothing will come of this, but in case they do find something in that wasteland, do not let them take it. Understood? As you command, my lord. I would give the very blood that runs in my veins if it were to further the cause of our kingdom. You can rely on me. These foreigners are wily and faithless. Never let down your guard, and may the goddess of the dawn protect you in her mercy. The king has taken a beautiful queen, and I think a splendid addition to the royal family is not far off. An heir, perhaps. We people of Sandoria too must ever look to the future. The Alvan must never fall behind foreigners in power or faith. I understand, your grace. Very good. Do well, France Mage. France Mog? I should probably say France Mog. Yes, sire. My life for the kingdom. As I thought, there's nothing here. Only barren wastelands as far as the eye can see. But there is something wrong about this place. I can feel it. I don't think we should leave Zarkabad yet. I agree. My nose has never failed me, but I don't smell anything. That's not normal. Something really terrible must have happened here long ago. Ridiculous. We cannot base our decisions on your feelings alone. Can stay and look for whatever terrible thing is supposed to be here, but I... Help! Come quick! Raugrim and Cornelia, they... Ulrich, what happened? We were attacked by fiends. Raugrim and Cornelia fell down a crevice. Oh no, oh no, oh no! Where? This way! Raugrim and Cornelia, where could they have gone? We have to assume the worst. If I can't find them, no one can. Why must Humes and Golka be so irresponsible? It's their fault for wandering off without telling us. There are too few of us left to continue. I say we go back. Besides, we will find nothing even if we stayed. I second that. I've had enough of this creepy place anyway. But there are places we haven't looked. We have seen enough. There is nothing here but dust and ruin. We accomplished nothing but losing 2 members of our party and wasting an extraordinary amount of time. Yeah, you're right. This whole expedition was a failure. Let's head back tomorrow. Ulrich, tell me something. Was it really an accident? What do you mean? It's not true that there is some, shall we say, tension between Humes and Golka and Bastak these days. Are you accusing me of something, Ilvan? Calm down. I do not care if it was an accident or not. I care even less about your little country's problems. Just do not cause any more trouble with such trivial matters while I'm around. That is all. It's quite late to be up and about, Sir France Mage. Is something wrong? Ah, Corsair. It's nothing. Cannot sleep, so I decided to take a walk. Yes, sir. No, not you. Ralgrim, what do you mean? You died in an accident. I know nothing. Sir France Mage, are you alright, sir? Stop. Do not come any further. No. Sir France Mage? I really have to stop calling him France Mage. I get that. Listen, they're from French. They're from French. They're from France. The culture. But his name isn't literally France. Like, I understand. His name is not... They didn't just call the man France. He's not even a mage. I get it. All right, listen, I'll figure it out. There was there's a setting here that I wanted to do. Style lock, target expression, timer display. Here we go. I noticed my timers weren't showing at the top. Okay, so now we'll see if Poison Hand spawns, but now we need to make the Crimson Orb. And that's a bit of an ordeal. We basically have to go start the quest and then visit 4 water pools and step in them. And then we have to go back, and we'll be good. All right, let's just grab Val. I don't think we really need anyone other than Vana'diel and... Well, actually, you know what? We'll just do what we did before. It's kind of annoying, but it's fine. Wait, nope, not Karaha. Actually, Karaha... Yeah, Karaha. That is right, actually. Not Melee. I think we were using Karaha. Well, I mean, we were using Aparuru, but, you know. I'm stupid and don't play the game enough, so this is my punishment. So hopefully we don't have to fight these guys, but if we do, it's not a big deal. Alright. Never mind. I'm goaded. Okay. Let's see if... I don't see him here... I don't know if it's been long enough. Dirty-handed. Oh, wait, no, that's a different one. My bad. Wait, that's part of a mission. I think that means that... Oh, I think whoever was leveling here is clearing out everything, so they're going to end up killing Poison Hand. Most likely. Actually, maybe there just hasn't been respawns. These are still here, but the other ones aren't. They might be doing what I did, too. I'll give it a couple minutes. I don't remember. I can check real quick what the respawns were, but I don't remember exactly when I killed them either. But yeah, I think Dirty-Handed whatever. I think that's actually the mission boss. There's a mission that takes place in the center here. Sooner or later. Let me just tab over and check. Poison Hand Ganadbad. Poison Hand Ganadbad. No. No, not the Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 11. I'm sorry, I'm not used to having to type that in. Placeholder IDs are 67, 68, and 76. But what are the names? Okay, unfortunately, the BG Wiki is useless when it comes to stuff like that. All 3 share one spawn. The enemy respawns once every 1 to 4 hours. The orcs themselves are a 12-minute respawn? Goodness, I didn't realize they were that long. How long do you think it's been? I should have checked the time when I killed it, knowing full well that this is going to be important. The whole recording is about half an hour so far. As much as I would love to stop and kill. I mean, this brawler should respawn pretty quick. And this guy, this Night Raider, actually, no, that Night Raider was never killed. Let me just slow down and actually look at this, because he might be here. I don't remember if you can get him to even spawn. There's a brawler there. I know that brawler doesn't matter. I think this brawler can be a placeholder, actually. Oh, I think I see the brawler that was supposed to be the placeholder. I think it respawned. Or what I thought was the placeholder. If this is a brawler right here. No, it's an impaler. Interesting. Is there a respawn right here? Just now? There's a Beast Rider. A Night Raider. Yeah, I don't see the brawler. I'm going to wait just a couple minutes. Again, I don't need this item. In fact, there's a good chance I will literally never use it. But what the heck? There's no harm in waiting a couple of minutes to see if one orc respawns.
I think I should have probably killed that other orcish brawler, though. The one that was up top. The best idea is probably to just keep spanning. See, this is what NM camping actually was. You didn't usually like stare at spawn. In smaller spawn locations, you could just stare at like a single spot and just wait. But for the most part, what people do is what I'm doing now, where you just constantly check this and see if the name is on this list. I just want to see that brawler respawn. Because I've seen everything else. I think everything else is respawn. I'm fairly certain that Poison Hand was killed while I was in that cutscene. Either Poison Hand was killed or the brawler was killed again. One of the two. Because I think it would have respawned already. The brawler placeholder, that is. Okay, yeah. This is going to take a while. This isn't worth it. I'm going to, as I walk away, I'm going to keep checking, but I'm pretty sure that we're well and beyond past that point. So what I need to do is I need to go all the way to the south, and I think we have to enter from here. Right here is where we enter. And then we need to go through, come out the other side, then make our way. Yeah, because we're going to come out right here in the middle, and then we need to go up and over here in order to actually start the quest. And then we need to go to all of those pools and talk to all of those pools. It's an ordeal. It is an absolute ordeal. So we need to get moving. Fortunately, I'm on Thief. I have Flee. It's not like the best thing ever, but I mean, it's a little bit more movement speed to get throughout. I will probably need to put up Invis. I mean, I can also hide. I keep kind of forgetting I can also hide. I keep saying I need to put up Invis, but I think hide work. I don't remember what the limitations on hide actually are. In terms of it being treated like an invisible. I'm not going to rely on it. I should just throw a quick Google search. Because I know, so when you're in combat with something that aggro's sight, you can use hide to potentially shake the aggro. But that is not the same. Oh, wait, let me make sure. Yeah. That is not what I'm going to be doing. Because the odds of me, I think, breaking the invis is just very unlikely. I don't remember if it's like percentage based, if it's based on level. I just don't remember. What I am going to do, however, is we're going to turn. Oh, no, we got to cross the bridge and then turn left. I think the monsters all become easy prey right here. This will just save me some prism powders is about all it'll do. Oh, this costs us. You know what's funny? I think I can actually do Castle Ostroja faster just by brute forcing it than I can doing these. This one, which is arguably the easier of the two. This way. Yeah, so now we go in here. Hopefully my memory of this is accurate. And then we go into this. This is like the really high level area. There's actually true sight orcs in here, but we won't have to walk past any of them. We just need to properly invis. We're still going to get some backups out just in case. We're just going to grab 3 here. And then we're going to prism powder. And we should be able to get all the way through with 1 prism powder. And we need to make our way to that exit. Now, the other map on the other side is where we were for the Magicite quest. I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's... So, there is a super boss. I mentioned in Bordeaux that there was a super boss in there that could spawn, and we didn't actually see it, but it can be there. The same thing can happen in here, but it's in a different section of the of this cavern in particular, one that we are not going to be going anywhere near. Well, actually, I'm sorry, that's not true. The Crimson Orb takes us there, I'm pretty sure. But we're not going to be going we're not going to be stepping right next to him. Okay. Orcish Warlord? No, Orcish Warlord is not the one. It's Orcish. Yeah, Warlord is True Sight. I know that. Any of the notorious monsters in here are True Sight. Similar to how Bordeaux had True Sound. These ones, if I step in front of them, they will instantly aggro me. But we shouldn't be coming across any of those on the way there. But now I'm trying to see if I'm close enough to see the boss in the other room. Yeah, they should be coming up. Orcish Champion, Orcish Zerker. They should be on the right here. Let me just make sure. Orcish Veteran. We're going to make a right before that, but I wanted to see if we could see one. Orcish Champion, Orcish Dreadnought. I know the Orcish Warlord is one. And there's one over there somewhere. If you keep going, I know for a fact there's some True Sight ones. Pretty sure there's just a Warlord on the far side of the room. Far Killer, Champion. Yeah, I think that room right there is the one where we need to go for this quest. And it also is the one where the boss that I'm referring to is. I sincerely doubt the king is up. Most people don't come through here, and even if they did, then it would be dead instantly if they did come through here. Alright, so same deal. Let's get Vana'diel up. Come on. Any day now. Oh, I'm on the Blue Mage menu, no wonder. Vana'diel. If I aggro something here, I'm probably dead. These will not say. Like, if I aggro one thing, maybe. But the problem is I need to be able to successfully get away. And that's probably not happening. I'll be completely honest with you. Everything here, everything that is anywhere near me now will just, like, two-tap me. There is no safe place to hide. We can leave this area pretty quickly. But let me just go back and pull up Obtaining the Crimson Orb. After following the path, speak to Sedel Gojul, or Gojul, whatever the heck his name is. At J8, just north of the Wall of Banishing. The Wall of Banishing is where we actually need to go. Here he is. The biggest annoyance is that I have to drop invis every single time I do this. Okay. Have you been to the cave to the south? Do I have to click on it first? Proceed to touch the Wall of Banishing. So now I have to go actually touch it and get away. Ugh. Just in case. Is hide off cooldown? It is now. So we're literally going to touch the wall. There are two monsters standing right next to it, if I recall. No, maybe there are none. I thought there were monsters guarding this thing. Okay. This cave has been sealed off by some sort of barrier. There may be some way to break through. Okay. So now that we've done that, now we can go talk to him again. I guess you need to speak to him, then speak to the wall, then go back and speak to him. Yeah, and then return to him to get the white orb. And now I have to go to all of the ponds. Yes, take my chances. Give me the white orb. Okay, so we need to finish. We need to actually go to all the let's see, all of the ponds. Let me just make sure I know the position. So that one is What is that? L10? H10? Uh, 11. So we have E8. Yeah, there's that one. E8. We have H10. We have L9, it looks like. And then where's H6? Oh, and then H6 is actually like hidden right here. Which one do we want to do first? I mean, realistically, I think we could just jump off here and start grabbing this one, right? Oh, can we not jump off here? Okay, so we have to jump off in the middle. We can jump off, in which case we should probably go to the one at H6 first. Because we do have to come all the way back here, but I'm not too worried about that. I have to be careful when I'm actually running by this part. Wait, I know there's a way to drop down. I'm certain there's a way to drop down. How do I drop down? I could have swore you just walked off. Oh, it's this. Here we go. I was going to say, I know there's a way down. It's been a while, but I know there's a way down. So we're going to head up here first. It's actually hidden off the map a little bit. I don't remember what's up here. Tweak to be worthwhile. I feel like there's like a monster up here. And maybe I'm just thinking there's actually a quest that takes place in Davoi. I think it's the Paladin Unlock quest that involves killing slimes here. I don't think it's up this way, though. I think it's in a different location. Alright, I think this is pawn number 1. Yep. These don't aggro, so that's fine. Carefully dip the orb in the pool. I think the last one we want to get is the one that's right outside that. Okay, so now what we want to do is we got to loop all the way back. So this part's a little, I'm not going to call it dangerous. I don't think that's accurate. But the mobs up top here can aggro me while I'm in the water down below. So it's safest for me to actually invis now, even though I'm not really near dangerous enemies, since I have to walk by that. It's a bit ironic because it's actually... No, you know what? I think it's... Yeah, so... What we might want to do is we might want to actually... No, that should be fine. So I'm just thinking to myself, I'm trying to think of like the ideal route for this. Let's do the one to the east next, the one to the west, and then the one to the south last. The one to the south we can grab right when we're going to the exit. It seems a little silly because we actually need to exit the river closest to the south one. Like, see, we actually exit the river right there. But because we're going to have to walk back over by the south one anyway, we can actually avoid needing prism powders altogether for quite some time. The other logic is... No, because I'm going to need the prism powder anyway, most likely, to get over there. I could just flee, I suppose. I'm just thinking of, like, how many prism powders am I going to have to use? And while it doesn't matter, they're cheap. I don't know. Sometimes just like, listen, if I got to optimize something, right? Although, no, that doesn't make any sense because I'm going to have to prism powder, go there, and then drop the prism powder and then go again. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Let's just go with the plan. We're going to start with this one to the east. So, while with 14, I'm a super vanilla player. With 11, I'm also almost completely a vanilla player. I do have Windower installed right now, but I actually don't have a single plugin turned on. And even when I was playing for a couple of years, a few years ago, I basically only had like 2. One of them prevented blinking on my ninja when I changed ranged weapon because I was changing ranged weapon a lot in the game's native glamour lock. or style locking as it's called in here, doesn't stop it if you're changing weapons. So every time I changed a ranged weapon, which for weapon skills I was doing often, I would blink, which was super annoying. So I changed that, which I think was the wardrobe plugin. And then I think the other one I used was like a Puppet Master one that lets you make gear sets for Puppet Master. And I basically never used that one. I think I tried using it once and I didn't like setting it up, so I just stopped. So yeah, you're going to see me pulling up the minimap a lot. I generally know the locations that I'm going to for I kind of remember them well enough that I could navigate them without it, but I don't. I just like pull it up over and over again, like out of habit. That's what I used to do on the PlayStation 2 version. I would just constantly pull it up over and over and over again. Just like a habit. And so I still do it to this day, you know? Because I played on the PS2 version. That's kind of the reason why I'm a super vanilla, like, MMO player as a whole. Because I grew up playing an MMO primarily on the PlayStation 2. And eventually the backwards compatible PlayStation 3. So I never really... I'm not going to say I never learned to do it. But it was never my first instinct with, like, anything I did. So... I'm always going to be, like, an oddity with that. I mean, it's probably the most boomer gamer thing about me at this point, to be honest, is the fact that I just don't play with like plugins, add-ons. I don't even like modding. Like I tried modding Skyrim way back in the day when it first came out. I platinumed it in 8 days and 87 hours while having like a 3.87 GPU in college or whatever the heck it was. And then I was like, oh, I should mod some things. Well, I found some ones I liked. Like one of them made it so that weapons that you got from like quest rewards would level up with you. So that was a big problem with Skyrim. It's like you would get this really awesome item from a quest, but it was scaled to your current level, and then you'd keep playing and you'd outscale it. So even though it was like a build-defining weapon for you in some way, you couldn't really commit to using it in any capacity. Oh, I guess if I had waited for another brawler, I could have... Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so that was one. But then I like looked at some of the other ones, and I ended up just I basically log in, make sure the mod worked, log out, do another. I just got tired of doing that, in all honesty. So, like, I've just never, like... It's just never been my thing. And everyone's always like, how? And I'm just like, I don't know, dude. It's just who I am. Why guilting me about this? All right, what level are these things? These things are easy prey. I'm good. We actually don't want to go that way for, again, no real reason. Again, these things aren't expensive, but if I go around back, I think I can avoid using... Actually, no, I think I have to Prism Powder to get into this anyway. So I think this is going to be -6 Prism Powders, I think is what I'm going to need. Actually, isn't Hide off cooldown? Hide is off cooldown. I really need to remember I can just keep using that. Yeah, I think Poison Hand can spawn off this brawler. I should have come over here and killed him. I think Poison Hand, it said there were 3 placeholders. I'm pretty sure that all 3... Oh, you know what it is? I think it's the same brawler has 3 different spawn IDs. So, like, it can be... It's the same one. So that one that's right there is the one that I killed before. Oh, hey, I have never been the person who has found a Moogle Magic tablet, by the way. You get like an EXP ring, I think, if you are the person who finds it. But basically, there's these like passive buffs that stick around for a pretty lengthy period of time. But occasionally the tablet scatters and everyone has to find them again. If you're one of the people that finds ones, you get a bonus reward. I've never been the person to do it. I have no idea where they actually spawn. I have no idea in any capacity where they even spawn. So, big mystery to me. Hello, I am Jeremy and Killikake. They're waving at each other. Alright, so that's 3 of the 4. So what's going to happen on the 4th one is we're going to get cursed. And that's what I brought the Holy Waters for. Cursing lowers your max HP and makes you run significantly slower. I think we mentioned this when we went through Bordeaux. But we're actually almost done with the orb. Like, I hate running all over this zone, but realistically, this is much easier to do than the Castle Ostrosia bit. Castle Ostrosia, I'm trying to remember. I think The Magicite's really easy to get to in all three of them. It's really just the Limit Break quest that takes a while. The Magicite in Castle Ostrosia, I think you literally just, like, run up. It's basically just halfway there to the top. And you just, like, there's, like, a hidden wall, and you just run to the side. I think you have to, like, interact with a wall to do it. But it's really easy. War Chief, decent challenge, champion. I think there's another notorious monster that can spawn down here. I don't remember what it drops. I don't think it's valuable at all, but there's tons of orcish NMs here. And again, I'm pretty certain that dirty-handed one is part of a different mission quest. It's ringing bells for me. I've definitely killed it before. I just don't like the name Dirty Hand. Alright, let's see. And then we have to go through that cave again. And then once we go through the cave, we can dispel the wall, and then we can grab the last thing. And that will be another part. Man, it's been so long since I've recorded a part here that it's almost strange doing it, you know? Okay, these are both easy prey. If I aggro, it's no big deal. Maybe that's why I don't do this one last normally. Because I know I don't normally do this one last. I just, like, I know from history that the one to the north, I almost always do last. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. This was a bad idea. I forgot how much that was going to lower my max health. I think we'll make it. With Flea, we should be fine. I was like, you know what? I have 300 health. But I'm right there. Let's just flee. That was a almost poor decision. I don't think there's any undead, so I'm pretty sure I'm good to just holy water and get the heck out. Worst case scenario, I could fight one mob in here. I'm pretty sure that the first few mobs in here are the same, like, kind of weak-ish mobs that I've already been fighting. But nothing here smells blood. Which, you'd honestly, like, I get that undead, like, detect low health, and that's the way they do it. But does it not make sense that a bloodthirsty orc would maybe be able to smell my blood? I've never once, before this moment, questioned this, by the way. In the over 20 years I've had some association with this game, I have never once wondered that. I think my phone just went off. Oh, you want to tell me how many steps I had today? Thanks. I don't know why you would tell me that right now, but thanks, phone. Yeah, and then the next video we're doing Castle Ostrosia, so that'll be fun. You know, it's funny. So for that Final Fantasy XIV Iron Man series, I was like, man, wouldn't it be funny if I did that in 11 too? Then I thought about it, and I was like, fuck that in so many ways. Like, I would not have the same strictness on rules, because let me tell you, there's no chance. Okay, a couple of things. One, there's no chance I'm crafting in this game for a lengthened period of time. So the way I'm doing my 14 Iron Man is it's like, I can't. I heard one of my cats making a noise. That was weird. I basically have to, like, craft and gather for, like, almost all of my gear, or it has to be like a drop. So obviously, when you think of that with this game, you go, oh, okay, then you would have to kill NMs to get drops in order to actually get more powerful. Seems like a pretty good idea, right? It's not. There's so much gear in this game that has not gotten that way, even from the old content, that it in no way it makes the experience, like, better or more hard. Crafting in this game is just ass in every conceivable version of the word. It sucks, and it would just it's hurting me even thinking about it. I'd say that playing the game at all is pretty close to playing Iron Man. Like, it's just an older game to begin with. Like, yeah, it has a lot of modernizations. Like, Iron Man in this game would have to be, like, you're just not allowed to use the new tech. Like, using home points to teleport. Like, it basically be eliminating all of the modern ways of getting around. Would be the only, like, logical way I would see of approaching that. Which honestly, so interestingly enough, there are people who play Retail 11 like that. It still doesn't really work to create the exact same experience, but there's what we call level 75 retail players who play the game as close to its original version as can feasibly be achieved. I don't know what servers they play on, if it's just Asura or if there's like small sectors of it across various other servers as well. But yeah, I mean, that they basically like do their best to emulate the old experience. You know, they do, you know, they group up for Dynamis, even though Dynamis doesn't work that way anymore. Like they group up for Fafnir. You know, Fafnir, it's like they cap everything at 75 and never go and just never get their level cap any higher than that. You made it back in one piece. That is a cursed orb. Thank you, Settle Godjel. Now, keep in mind, if another player with a Crimson Orb opened this gate for me, I wouldn't have needed the Crimson Orb. This is something you only need to do if you want to be responsible for this. So if you're actually playing with a friend and you're like, oh, I don't really want to make the Crimson Orb right now. Like, I'd rather wait till I'm like 99 and I can just kind of run through the whole area and it's not like a big deal. If you have a friend helping you play, they can 100% just do it for you. I'm like 99% sure. Yeah. You or a partner will need. Yeah. I just double checked. I just read it. Because this is not a cutscene to open this. You just use it and then it can be passed through. All right, we are almost done. We need to go to the question mark at J6. Stick to the west wall to avoid True Sight, notorious monsters. So this is where the Orc Lord King would be. In fact, he even mentions it. You heard Settle, you heard. Settle Gojel, or Godjel, whatever the heck his name actually is pronounced. He was mentioning how there's an Orcish warlord locked down here. He sealed him in. Yeah. That's our boy. So which ones are... All right, these ones aren't True Sight, so all the True Sight ones are in the next room. They have to actually be notorious. There it is, Orcish Warlord. It wasn't War Chief, it was Warlord. I think it's, yeah, the Orcish... There's definitely more than just the Warlord. There's definitely another one in here somewhere. But at J6, so we're at J8. We need to go north past these mobs. So that mob, if I killed him and I came back tomorrow, there's a decent chance he would be War Chief. God, what is his name? Overlord Backnack? Is that his name? Something like that. The Orcish King. Not a very valuable boss. Actually, we did have one pretty decent drop, if I recall correctly. But he's definitely not one of the more valuable ones. Okay, Orcish Crest. And with that, we are getting the heck out of here. We have the Magicite quest done. We have the Orcish Crest done. And now we just need to go through Castle Ostroja, and we will be good to go. But I think that is a good wrapping up point for this video. Apologies again for the delay of getting these video parts out again. Now that I'm finally recording them again, it feels a lot better. The uploads will be coming more steadily. I mean, they'll be coming as they're intended every Wednesday, except for Wednesdays where I have a lot of other content releasing. So yes, the Wednesday after this, there will not be a video, but I promise you I will already have the next parts after that recorded. I'm going to be spending any night that I have spare time and I don't need to work on anything else. I am going to be spending it on working on this. So that way I can make sure that I actually have, you know, content that's in the pipeline. So with that, thank you for watching my Let's Play Final Fantasy XI series. Be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out all the old parts if you haven't already. With that, I will see you in the next one. And until then, take care.